Hello, A Day for Purpose family. Hello, 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 hello. How are you doing this morning? Good morning. God bless you. I pray that you woke up this morning and you spent some time with God. You gave God what is due to him. You gave him yourself early this morning. If you have not, please spend some time with God this morning. I also want to go back and give some more on the video that I did a couple days ago where God was speaking about in your silent season, he is still speaking. Because I want you guys to know that God was also telling us that some of us have way too much going on. We got way too much going on. We're doing too much, but we are not being about our Father's business. We got everything going on. It's too loud around us. We are involved with the wrong people. We are involved in the wrong things. Not necessarily we out here doing something wrong, but we are not focused on God's business. We are not being about our Father's business. We got everybody in our ear. We're entertaining everything. So God is going to separate us from the noise. He's going to get us in a quiet place so he can minister to us, so that he can download things to us, so that he can get us prepared for the next season. It is too loud where we're at. We're entertaining everything. And as a child of God, and as God's vessel, and as an intercessor, as a pastor, as a deacon, whatever the calling is that God has called you to do, you can't be around a lot of things. You can't hear a lot of things. You can't be associated with a lot of things. You can't entertain a lot of things. So God says that he has to separate you and put you in a place of quietness and silence so that you can hear from him, and that you can hear what he wants you to do, and silence you and separate you from some things that you are not supposed to be around. Separate you from some people that in this season you do not need to hear from. Everybody don't need to speak into your life. Everybody that says something to you is not good. You need to get the spirit of discernment as well as to who you are to hang around with and who you are not to hang around with. Sit still and listen to God. That's why God allows us to get up early in the morning and fellowship with him. God wants to spend that first thing in the morning time with us so that he can give us directions for the day, that he can give us everything that we need for today, so that we are prepared for the day, so that whatever the devil throws at you, it will not faze you. It will not knock you off your course, because you have sat with God this morning. Every single morning, you have read your word. You have fuel for the day. You have your bread for the day. God is going to start separating you, and don't take it personal, or don't feel like you have to sugarcoat when you gotta, not go somewhere. When somebody invites you somewhere, you say, no, I can't go. Don't feel bad. God needs you. He wants to talk to you. We are living in the last days. So much stuff is going on in the world. So many things is happening. I know that you're watching the news. And if you are in tune with God and you have a relationship with God, the stuff that is going on in the news will not faze you as much. You know that you need to be in prayer constantly and fasting constantly so that God can download what he wants you to do. So when stuff really begins to happen and it might affect you, you're not so surprised by it and you're not affected by it. And you don't listen to what somebody else is saying. Oh, that's nothing. It is something. Because if you read the Bible, these things are already going to happen, because it was written in the Bible that these things are happening. He said we are living in the last days. And God wants you to be prepared for what is to come, so that you need to go in your quiet place with God and sit in silence and let him speak. You need to get away from everything that is going on and listen to God. God is about to separate us, because in a minute, we're going to have to go out there and preach the word and preach the gospel and draw his people to him. But we need to be ready to draw them, because God is sending them. God is sending people your way that he needs you to minister to. And he's going to give you the correct words to say and how to say it. So you said in your quiet time, he's preparing you for when people come to you and God has sent them. You'll be ready to minister to them. But you cannot do that if you are sitting around noise and entertaining everything. There are some of us in this world that God has called that we can't be around everything. We can't entertain everything. We have to get our flesh to die. We have to kill our flesh daily. Our flesh is the biggest enemy. Our flesh wants to do what it wants to do, but we have to take control of that and tell our flesh what to do. Sit in silence with God. Get away from all the noise, because God really has something to tell us. The assignment that he is about to have us do, the breakthrough that we need to have happen in order to work the work that he has called us to work is important. We got to sit in silence so that we can be healed completely, because we need to be fully ready to do the work that he has called us to do. We don't need nothing attached to us that will try to stop us from doing what God has called us to do. You are chosen by God. God chose you to do a work. He didn't choose nobody. He chose you. So sit with God this morning. Get the instructions that he has to give you and let him heal you. I love you guys. Bye.